Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are now in level 4 Sangeerna Jathi Triputa Thalam 13-beat cycle. Before I get into few korvais, for your understanding, I will begin this class with a Thirukkural. நாச்சற்றுவிக்குள் மேல் வாராமுன் நல்வினை மேற்சென்று செய்யப்படும். What is the meaning of it? மேல் மூச்சு, நாக்கு தழுதழுத்தல் போன்ற மரண உபாதைகள் வருவதற்கு முன்பே. What does it mean? As you become breathless, as you are unable to talk in a cohesive manner, like these are the symptoms of before death. These are the things which happen for every person. Before this happens, well ahead, what does Thiruvalluvar say in this Thirukkural? Before this comes, வேகமாக நற்கதி பெற நல்லறம் செய்ய வேண்டும். Before all these comes, try to do a lot of good deeds in your life. So you can be either not have any birth, or you will be blessed to be born as another great human being in the next cycle. So with this good thought, we will enter into the class. Today, I am going to teach you more korvais in the second section of Sangeerna Jathi Triputa Thalam. In the first section, in Tadindina sequence, I have taught you some 3 varieties of korvais, different aspects of it. Similarly, we are going to handle Takadhimi Tathadhimi when you are playing that sequence, when you are playing all those patterns like Kedataka, 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 Taka, Kedataka, 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 Dana, Kedataka, Dana, Kedataka, Talangada, Kedataka, Takatari, Kedataka. When you are playing all these patterns, you can also play, as I told you, different fronts equivalent to Talangada, Kedataka, Takatari, Kedataka, like Dimkita, Kedatami, Takatari, Kedataka, Dimikita, Kedatami, Takatari, Kedataka, Takita, Kedatami, Takatari, Kedataka, Tadana, Kedatami, Takatari, Kedataka. All these patterns you can play, you can choose any of these patterns in that sequence. When you are playing and showcasing that, after the reduction part of it, you refer back to the level 3 of the learnings of how to go about these sequences. And once when you get to the reduction, before you complete with the Thirmanam, I would recommend you these korvais you can attempt. These are very simple in nature. We will see this. The korvai here I've taken is composition of Tit Tankita is the base phrase. Then the assembling factors are Dim, Tha, Tham, equal intervals. Dim, Tha, Tham. When I choose the second variation, Dim, Tat, Taham. The third variation, Dim, Tat, Tham. Dim, Ta, Tham. Dim, Tat, Tham. Dim, Tat, Tham. So these are the 3 variations. The backside, the backfill, would ideally go with Ta, Di, Ki, Ta, Dung, Ta, Ding, Natum, Ta, Diki, Ta, Tanta, Ta, Diki, Ta, Tanta, Ta, Diki, Ta, Tanta. That's the first variation. Let's go one by one. We will see one by one how these structures are built. Tit, Tankita, Takatari, Dim, Ta, Tham. Ta, Dik, Tankita, Takatari, Dim, Ta, Tham. Tit, Tankita, Takatari, Dim, Ta, Tham. Ta, Di, Ki, Ta, Dung, Ta, Ding, Natum, Ta, Diki, Ta, Tanta, Ta, Diki, Ta, Tanta, Ta, Diki, Ta, Tanta. So it's brilliantly positioned. The Tit, Tankita, Takatari, Dim, Ta, Tham. It's for 5 beats. You have to repeat 3 times. It's 15 beats. The rest is in Sangeerna Jathi Triputa. If you take the 2 tala cycle, it's 13 into 2, 26 beats. From 26, if you are reducing this 15, the 11 beats, you are filling a phrase, which is ta, di, ki, ta, thung, ta, dhinganna, thum, ta, dikita, tum, tha, dikita, tum, tha, dikita, tum. That's the phrase you use to fill it for the balanced number of aksharas. The total count for this cycle is 104. The 13, so since it's a 13 beat, understand the maths, it's 13 into 4 is 52 per cycle. When you're repeating it for 2 cycles, it's 104. When you repeat for 3 cycles, it's 156 and so on. So it keeps increasing by 52 aksharas every cycle. So the korvai should be played like this. That's the first variety. The second variety, once when you go with this variety, the second variety is a continuation of it. So, small change in the pattern, that's it. Here, is actually 4 beats. 4 into 3 is 12 beats. Remaining 14 beats is the backfill. The backfill portion is tak, dik, kik, tak, thung, 15 aksharas. Ta, dik, ta, thum, 10 aksharas. Taka, dhimi, ta, dikita, thuntha. Taka, dhimi, ta, dikita, thuntha. Taka, dhimi, ta, dikita, thum. 9, 9, 9. In between two korvais, 27 plus 4 is 31. That's how the remaining aksharas are progressively well constructed. That's the second variety. The third variety, Dhindatham, the third progression. Let's see how it comes. Takitatum, dadikitatum, takitatum, dadikitatum, takitatum, dadikitatum, takitatum, dadikitatum, takitatum, dadikitatum, takitatum, dadikitatum. Here the backfill is pretty interesting. Takitathum, tadikitathum is the phrase I am using, which is a 10 akshara phrase. The second time when you use takitathum, tadikitathum, takitathum, tadikitathum. The third time it repeats thrice. So 10, 20 and then 30. The progression is beautiful. 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3. So it's a multiple of 10. That's how it's structured. But in between there is a korvai of 1 and 1. So it gives as though you are playing something different, but it's actually not. It's actually 10, 20, 30 with an interlude of 1 akshara korvai. So takita dhum, tadikita dhum, you are giving a gap that along with that dhum you are interluding that korvai. So that's the beauty, that's the aesthetic value in this korvai which you have to understand. So it goes like this. Tit thangita dintataga is 3.5 beats. Whenever when I say 3.5, you try and Mr. Chapu. Then you will know clearly that what I say is perfect. You validate it. Anything which, any data which has been given to you, you should validate it. Only then you will get that confidence. Hey, whatever the master says or whatever somebody says is right. And if someone plays something in the concert, you should be able to comprehend that. Come home and see how it fits. You dissect the korvai, you dissect the abhiprayams and see what they have tried to do and what they have tried to do innovatively and intelligently positioned or coinaged. That should be your homework. Only then you will be able to master this art. So here, Dhintatham is 3.5 beats. 3.5 into 3 is 10.5 beats. Remaining 14.5 Remaining 15 and a half beats you need to have to make it 26 beats. You need to ensure to do the backfill. For to do the backfill, you should structure it beautifully. I structured like this. There are many ways you can structure. I have structured like 10, 20, 30. Then I found that I need two of them, so I included into these two, or in intermediary caps. So that's how I've structured it, but you can think differently too. There's no harm in thinking differently, but it should have a sequence and progression well defined. Takum tangadega darigadaga dintata. Tit tangadega darigadaga dintata. Takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, ta. That's the korvai number 1 with 3 different variations. Dhim, tha, tham. Dhim, tat, tham. Dhim, tat, tham. First is 5 beats, second one is 4 beats, third is 3.5 beats. Accordingly, we are reducing the backfills. So this is how we have to understand and try to do homework and assimilate and try to see whether you can do something differently, whatever other than what I taught you. So that's how you can gain your knowledge. The second variety is I'm going to use the phrase tadi kitatum. So this is the phrase I'm going to use. I'm sequentially progressively going to reduce that. We will see how the backfills go on with this combination. Tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadinganatum, takadimi, tadi kitatum, takadimi, tadi kitatum, takadimi, tadi kitatum. So the phrase here is thaha tadi kitatum. These are the phrases I have used to sandwich into a bigger phrase. That's the first variety. The second korvai, I'm going to the variation is, it goes like this. Tham tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, takitadum, 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 tadi kitatum. Let's see how it comes in the thala structure. Tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, takitatum, 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 tadi kitatum, tha. So this takitatum is actually equal to tadikitatum, tadittakadatum, kadadikadarigadum. So the last time when you are playing takitatum, kadadikadarigadum, takitatum, kadadikadarigadum, the last takitatum, kadadikadarigadum can also be expressively played as kadadikadarigadum, kadadikadarigadum. So it as though you are flourishing and joining the beat. So it gives a good crescendo to that place. You don't have to play prosaically takitadum, kadadikadarigadum, takitadum, kadadikadarigadum, takitadum, you don't have to play takitadum, kadadikadarigadum, takitadum, kadadikadarigadum, kadadikadarigadum, kadadikadarigadum. That's the finish you can give, which gives a flourish. So that is the second variety. The third variety for this korvai is without the karvai, tha, ha, tha, both are removed now. Tangadaga Tarikata, the Diketatum, Tangadaga Tarikata, the Diketatum, Tagadariga, the Diketatum, Takitato, the Diketa the Daga, Takitatum, the Diketatum, Takitatum, the Diketa the Daga, Takitatum, the Diketa the Takitatum, Gadagatum. Let's see how it fits into the structure. Tangadaga Tarikata, the Diketatum, Tangadaga Tarikata, the Diketatum, Tagadariga, the Diketatum, Takitato, the Diketa the Daga, Takitatum, the Diketatum, Takitatum, the Diketa the Daga, Takitatum, Gadagatum, Takitatum, Gadagatum. That's the third variety. So now we have seen the second korvai using the combination of Tithangadaga, Taha Tadiketatum, gradually reducing it, and how to do the backfills in a beautiful way, in a nice structured way. Taha Tadiketatum, Tham Tadiketatum, 0 Tadiketatum. So 4 Tadiketatum, 4 plus 6, 2 plus 6, and 6. That's the progression. The third variety, let's look at the third variety. Now here, I'm going to use Tithangadaga with korvais, and we will see what all we can do. So this is another mind game to get another blend of idea. You give a 6 korvais in between Tithangadaga. Tithangadaga takita, Tithangadaga takita, Tangadaga Takita dum, Tadikita Tadaga, Takita dum, Tadikita Takita dum, Tadikita Tadaga, Takita dum, Tadikita, Takita dum, Tadikita, Takita. Let's see how it fits in the Thalam. Tangadaga 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 Takita dum, Tadikita Tada, Takita dum, Tadikita, Takita dum, Tadikita Tada. The last third time when you're doing, you can actually do a flourish of Tisranade. I will teach you when I get into Tisranade. Just have it in mind. This is the variation what you can give everywhere. As you go with the more and more knowledge, whatever the knowledge has been taught earlier can be refined with this new knowledge. You can refill that knowledge and adapt it and rephrase it, and then you can start playing differently, which gives a different dimension. So here what I've done is, I've just taken the vanilla, or the korvais, then the backfills. Takitatum, the Diketatum, Takitatum, the Diketatum, Takitatum, the Diketatum, Takitatum, the Diketatum, the Diketatum, the Diketatum, Tadin, Tadin. Can even approach a Tisranadai by taking from Chadusram towards then make it Tisram and get into that form. It's something like a train crossing a bridge, and suddenly it gets into a different, Thala beats. Tadin, 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 Tadin. And so enough you can hear wonderful sounds aligned with nature when you actually get into this rhythm world. So the lower speed, 2 Takitatum Tadikitatum is equal to Takitatum Tadikitatum is equal to Takitatum Tadikitatum. I will prove this. Takitatum Tadikitatum. In Ganda Ekam, you tell one time. Takitatum Tadikitatum. 2 times. Takitatum So first speed, second speed, and third speed. You should get this comfort, and you can do wonders with the same korvai. The next variety, you instead of takkita, you give a korvai taha. First time you give takkita is 6. Now we are going to give 4 korvais. Let's see what happens. It's like a green chili korvai. Let me play this korvai again. Here, there is a flourish. The people will think that you're going to do something differently, but you silently end it. These are all the beauties of rhythm. The third one is, the third variety of this korvai is without a korvai. With korvai. The first time we give 6, second time we give 4, now we will go with 2. This is the third variety of using Tirthanga. The beauty is, we just took one phrase, we saw so many ideas. There's so much beyond this as well. I want you to think out of the box and see how much you can go through with your puzzle games using these combinations. And I've taught you equivalent of Tirthanga, many different phrases. Go to my Balapadams and take all those pieces and try to play all these games and try to see what all you can get out of it. I'll sign off this class with the Tirukural. I'll see you in the next class with more korvais in Sangeerna Jathi Triputa. நெருடல் உளன் ஒருவன் இன்று இல்லை என்னும் பெருமை உடைத்து இவ்வுலகு. What is the meaning of it? நேற்று இருந்தவன் ஒருவன் இன்று இல்லாமல் இறந்து போனான் என்று சொல்லப்படும் நிலையாகிய தன்மையை உடையது இவ்வுலகம். What is it? If you have understood life, a person who had lived yesterday and today if he is no more, it's not in his hands nor in anybody's hands. And that's what the life is all about. It gets into a sleep state, a permanent sleep state. That's what the ruler states here in this Tirukural. It is so temporary, and we need to ensure that the moral from this Tirukural, what we infer is, we need to do good things in our life. We do not know how much longer we live, and every day should be treated as the present, and we should do good deeds. When concluding this class, I will see you in the next class with more korvais in Sangeerna Jathi Triputa Thalam. Until then, Purvanu RV here signing off. Episode 2, Sangeerna Jathi Triputa Thalam, Korvai 1, Mathematical Understanding. Total count of 104 aksharas. Interpretation of korvai goes like this. Tit tankadagadarigadagadim ta tham. Tit tankadagadarigadagadim ta tham. Tit tankadagadarigadagadim ta tham. Ta di ki ta dung. Ta di ki ta tum. Ta di ki ta tanta. Ta di ki ta tanta. Ta di ki ta tanta. Episode 2, Sangeerna Jathi Triputa Thalam. Korvai 2, Mathematical Understanding, total count of 104 aksharas. Interpretation of korvai goes like this. Tit tankadagadarigadagatam, ta di kita tankadagadarigadagatam, ta di kita tankadagadarigadagatam, ta di kita tanta, di kita tung, ta di kita tum, takadimi ta di kita tanta, takadimi ta di kita tanta, takadimi ta di kita tanta. Episode 2, Sangeerna Jathi Triputa Thalam, Korvai 3, Mathematical Understanding, total count of 104 aksharas. Interpretation of korvai goes like this. தித்தங்கிடதக தரிகிடதக தங்கிடதக தரிகிடதக தக தரிகிடதக தக்கிட்டத்தும் ததிக்கிட்டத்து தாக தக்கிட்டத்தும் ததிக்கிட்டத்து தக்கிட்டத்தும் ததிக்கிட்டத்து தாக தக்கிட்டத்தும் ததிக்கிட்டத்து தக்கிட்டத்தும் ததிக்கிட்டத்து தக்கிட்டத்து ததிக்கிட்டத்து தாக.